Hey guys, welcome to another episode. Hold on, let's get it straight now. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of All Bass Creations Effects, Tutorials, Demos, and Review. So, today we're going to be doing a comparison between a few different 1073, Neve 1073 preamps clones. So, we have one analog clone in the JHS color box. Right, and we also have another clone of the analog clone. What's going on, Laurie? Appreciate you stopping by. You also have another clone of the JHS color box in the ToneX 1, and then we have one in the Zoom B6. So, one of the advantages of having three different versions of them, they all do sound slightly different, but all are emulating the same thing, So what you were hearing before, that's my bass with nothing on it. And let's start with the color box. So that was the actual JHS color box there. Now we have the ToneX one. So that was the ToneX one. We're literally doing the Zoom B6 right now. It's literally. So now we have the pre 1073 on the Zoom B6. So each one of those has its own little charm to it, you know. It's They all sound good, to be honest, and all of those are usable bass sounds. I give them to you. Woman, this is my bass dry. Color box. ToneX one. And the Zoom B6. So, you know, personally, of course, there's a huge price discrepancy between the three. The Zoom B6 is $500, but it's also not just a DI box. It's got all the different effects in there. It's also audio interface. It's running 24-bit, 88.2 kilohertz. So really, good quality, sound quality. It's actually twice the sound quality of the multi-stomp by Zoom. So, you know, this same 10 pre 1073 that's on the B6 is also on this MS-70 CDR Plus. It's just this one's at 24-bit, 44.1 kilohertz, while the Zoom B6 version is at 24-bit, 88.2 kilohertz. So, that is one of the things other people don't really talk about with the Zoom B6. It has not just the it's not just a bigger multi-stomp. It's actually better sound quality. It's an audio interface that is a stereo audio interface at that, and it does have stereo out. The main output is also a headphone out and you can split it with something. See, you can split it with something like this, which is two regular instrument cables, TS cables, to one TRS cable, and that allow you to run stereo out of your Zoom B6 if that's what you want to do. And you're actually hearing everything in stereo now. So you're hearing the unit running, well, not the B6, but everything. You're hearing everything in stereo right now because I have all this running through my pedals and stuff like that to get it to stereo. But yeah, just listening right back to back to them, it's kind of hard to even really tell the difference between them. So, all those are really great emulations of it. Like, they all do a good job of adding just a little bit of, of that saturation. The color box, or any 1073 style preamp it gives you just a tad bit of saturation. It doesn't do, but so much in there, Hold on one second. Let me get rid of some of this rumble in the background. Okay. Well, let's add a little bit of that in there. Sorry about this, guys. Trying to get this mic together here. Testing. Now I sound like I'm in a tube. Sounds like I'm in a tube, but yeah. So definitely take some time when you get these. That's a really smooth bass sound from the B6. Bypass. We're going to explore each one now a little bit. Let's work with the B6 one. Because a lot of you guys might have a MS-60B plus or be thinking about getting a B6 or something like that, compared to a color box, which is $450 by itself. The Zoom's whole unit is $500. Plus, you get a Noble DI in there. You get another Neve emulation in the DI section as well. So you get a red DI emulation in the DI section. Plus, you get that tri-chorus. Tri-chorus is amazing on there, along with the Hall reverb and HD Hall reverb and all that stuff. So some really high quality stuff. The 1176 style limiter on there is really good, as well as the DBX compressor. on there. All right, so let's see what it's like with a little slap on it, you know? And all that's just from the Zoom B6. That's just that Neve 1073 preamp in there. And you still got room for, you know, at least 4 other effects on there. It is one of the bigger effects on the Zoom B6, and those take up 2 slots. So it, bam, it's just, it works. It sounds good. Like even adds a good amount of saturation when you have it flat, you know. Let me turn it flat real quick. Bam. And I'm controlling it from my iPad right now. Yep, just making sure we got that audio. Messed up on me yesterday. Appreciate all y'all chiming in. Hit that like button for me, you know. Trying to make sure I bring y'all good material. That's the B6 over there on the floor. If you can't see it, let me put it on here so you can see. It's right there on the floor. Actually, I'm covering it a little bit, but it is what it is. It's right there on the floor. You can see it. Right? So it gives you a nice little saturation that you can't hear. I'm gonna have to mute the mic and you'll be able to hear it. I have it off right now and then I'll turn it on. It's just so transparent, but it just adds a little bit of something to the sound there. Just a little bit of something to that. Off. On. So it just adds a little bit of saturation, just like the other, the natural 1073 circuit. I'm gonna turn this color box back flat. You can hear that. You hear how when the circuit comes on, it just gets a little bit tighter. This is with off. With it on. You see, it's just just a slight difference when it's flat. Also I have another one I did on here that I use for like more chordal stuff that I have made on the ToneX one. My bass by itself. So that particular setting like really makes your bass a little bit more cutting through the mix there. Versus without it. Really makes those harmonics and those little nuances pop out there. So I like that setting for if my bass is feeling muddy in a mix or something, I can always just pull that one up. But yeah, all three of these are great options if you want to get that, Neve 1073 sound. I also I have a color box pack for the ToneX series pedals and stuff. All that's on the Patreon. Make sure you hit that like button while you're hanging with me. Hit the like button for me and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe so you can keep up with all this stuff. I just saved y'all a lot of money. If some of y'all didn't even know, some of y'all got these Zoom pedals, didn't even know about that 1073. That's the best preamp on there, to be honest. That's the cleanest. That's actually it's the closest to something like an Aguilar AG preamp, in terms of the sound of it. Like it's even cleaner though, even less color than, and that doesn't color your sound as much. Very clean preamp. That B6, this Zoom B6 joint can cut too. You can put that around. Let's see, it does have some set. I'm actually doing it just like this with the iPad, but it is down there on the floor, as you can see. But on the iPad, I'm just controlling it from here. And then you just, do your thing like that. So that is a nice feature of something like the Zoom B6. You can control this from your tablet, or if you wanted to, you can have, your sound engineer, if you're cool with that, say, I really like this little emulation here, sounds good to me, whatever. They, depending on who they are, they might have a real one. If they got a real one, use the real one. But the real ones are like $1,200, like for one channel. The color box is $450 for that. The Zoom B6 is $500, but you get a whole lot of extra stuff in there too. And you also get the ToneX one. Also, if you go to my Patreon, like I said, it's a pack there, as well as I'm getting ready to release a pack that's going to include the color box plus a bunch of other preamps. So it's going to be the color box running into the Gensler Magellan, color box running into the Ampeg SGT, the B15 circuit, and the SVT, and just the preamp. Running it, color box into the Shuttle, Gens Bench Shuttle 9. And that's got a tube preamp in there, so that actually sounds really good. That and, color box into the AG preamp, little things like that. So all that's going to be in the pack that's going to be available, and all that was done with the brand new software as well. So, up to date stuff. I'll give you a little preview here, a few little things. So all these is all here is like you're running it's similar to running, if you had a 1073 preamp, running that into a bass amp, and what that would sound like, so. That was color box into, Gensler Magellan. Color box into AG preamp. trust and believe, that color box definitely adds a lot to these different sounds. This is it running into a James Bond shuttle, color boxing V2 into the James Bond shuttle 9. Running the color box into the AG preamp, SGT, Ampeg SGT. So you can get some really clean sound, and that's with me pushing that tube from the James Bond shuttle with the color box, and just pushing the color box and making sure I'm getting a good amount of saturation there, but still keep right before it starts to get a little breakup at all or fuzzy at all. Just really pushing into that saturation on there, but it gives you a really nice. This is my bass flat. And this is just running into the. I'm sorry, this is the SGT. The SGT just sounds really good. I don't know why people don't really talk about that. The pedal, now that XLR did go out on me. And apparently that's a normal problem. So I would say, just go ahead and get that ToneX and get my preset packs for the SGT. I got a DI box with no XLR out now. So, I personally think each one of these types of units has its own benefit. So, the one on the Zoom B6 is really convenient because if you already have that pedal, it's already on there. And if you need everything else, like say you just so happen to run that into an IR or something, so not you can do this with the ToneX one as well. Run that as like an amp head, and then run that into an IR and run that straight into the house if you're not using the amp at all. So So you could definitely use it, like an amp head, or use it as like a straight DI out type thing. You could literally have it. The cool thing about the Zoom B6, it also has an effects loop built into it, so you can easily just patch stuff in. You know, and it's in a multi-effects unit that sounds really good that doesn't cost $1 million. A lot of them now are coming out over $1,000. Like, and most of the stuff underneath can't really even compete. Zoom B6 really does stand up in terms of doesn't have all the routing options, which we're bassists, we really don't need all that. Just use the blend and the dry knob. I mean, like, not really sure why that's an issue, but you a lot of times you overcomplicating things. The purpose of a unit like this is to make it simplistic, and to make sure that you can get in and out quicker. So I recommend the Zoom B6. It's literally, if you want to run two signal patches, to get two B6s, and they still are. Now you got at least two units to do two separate things. But that's a lot. That's a lot. Nobody really needs all that. So, all right. Now, and like I said, so the Zoom B6 is a good option if you need everything. Like if you don't have any, if you need a looper and all that stuff, and you just really not into buying all that stuff, Zoom B6 is gonna have everything you need as a bassist in general. So, it's not going to do all the stuff all this pedal board and everything else would do, but it's not designed to. It does the majority of what this can do, but it doesn't cover all those sounds. It gets you a lot of sounds, though. The color box. Color box is going to give you the benefit of it also can turn into a distortion and overdrive pedal for you if you wanted it to. extreme. And of course you can dial it back, just step it down, really fine tune it. And typically, you know, most of us will more than likely play with it clean. You know, you can choose to use more subtractive EQ with it type thing. Right, took some of that bottom out. Just gets real warm then. So you could get it to get really warm, you know. If you wanted some bigger bottom to it, you can easily do that. So it just gives you it's I'm not gonna lie. The thing about the color box is it really does deliver what you want it to without over like messing with your sound. It's a weird thing. It doesn't mess with your sound. It just makes it, if it's boosting, it's gonna make just those parts a little firmer and bolder. While if it's cutting, it's just gonna cut them enough, depending on how much you do it. It's gonna cut them in a way where it's like very musical. Like it just got it. But yeah, so the color box has that it really does give you that real analog like width to it compared to the other two. Like the B6 doesn't do a bad job at it at all. Like it really doesn't. Let me see some here. I can't quite get the same sound because the EQ is different on the B6. Like it's kind of set frequencies you can choose between on the B6 versus a sweepable, parametric EQ on here. I'm not gonna lie, it's certain little settings like that. I like that one. I like that setting there on the B6, that EQ there. So I have the bass frequency set to 55 and the bass um, set to 15, mid frequency set to 1.6K, mid set to 21, trebles frequency set to 10K, and treble set to 16. I know 10Ks are really high, but they were trying to stay true. Somewhat, they only give you a few options off of the actual unit. I want to hear with just the. This is my bass by itself flat. Add in the 1073 pre 1070. Okay, so I'm using the treble knob on the preset 1073 on the Zoom B6. It's set to 10K, and I actually set it to -22. So I got the bass amount to 15, mid on 55 hertz, mid frequency to 1.6K. That's set to 21 on the mid, and treble frequency is 10K, and I got that -22. And if I need to get brighter, I can just add it from my bass. I might not even go that extreme on it. Might just go like 15, -15. Yeah, that way if I do decide to boost it on my bass, I got some real room. And if I want to make it darker, I can make it a little darker there, add a little bit of bass. Yeah, the Zoom B joint sounds good, yo. Yeah, see, that's how versatile it is. It'll allow you to do the rest with your bass, and that's just that one effect on the B6. So you still got other stuff you can use on there as well. You know, you got it's really more than 6 effects at a time, even though it's, sometimes some effects take up 2 blocks. It's really anywhere from 3. It's not even 3 because you always can have a DI type on, and you always have that global EQ you can have on in addition to everything else. So, excuse me, it really makes 8 effects at a time. So anywhere from, I would say, 5 to 8 effects at a time is what you're dealing with the Zoom B6 in actual reality, if you're going to use all that. So it's just the last 2 you got there set for you. The global EQ, you got to use that as a global EQ. And the DI types, they set where they set at the end of the chain. Nothing you can do about it. So, but they do sound really good. So for 500, the Zoom B6 definitely is a legit option, and if you on a budget and you need like a 2-hour, it has up to a 2-hour looper on it. If you put an SD card in it, if you get the Bluetooth, you can control it through Bluetooth. So the Zoom B6 definitely, if you're looking for that pre-1073 sound to take with you and use in different areas, and still have amp models and other things you can use too, and try out, and quality IRs, great IRs on there. Let me bring this up a bit. I don't want to be yelling and stuff, man. And great IRs and all that stuff. So I would definitely recommend the Zoom B6 if you are trying to get this type of sound. Now, I also, in terms of a smaller version, the ToneX one definitely will work for this, and it will be a great option. You see how small it is? You missed it. You ain't even see it. It's so little. Like, these little Pico pedals are great because they fit anywhere in a pedal board setup. I could fit one in this little space or any little space on here that I have available, compared to other pedals like, normal, regular size pedals. You got to really plan for those. These you kind of just throw in there and squeeze in there wherever. And this can not only be a color box or have that, it can have a unlimited amount of amp models, unlimited amount of stomp box distortions and fuzzes that are available to you, through the ToneNet, or you can make yourself, or you can buy from my Patreon. Check my Patreon out, folks. Hit that like button while you're here, and if you feel like it, do a super chat for me or Cash App. You know, I'm saving you money. Help me out. You know what I'm saying? And that way I can get that MXR bass synth and do a review of it for you, because I don't really need it, but I know you guys want a review of it. So if you want to make that happen a little faster, hit that Cash App. Cash App's the best way, but super chat will work, you know. But you know, with a future impact and an Enzo X, I'm pretty set with synths, you know. But ain't a C4 synth over here as well, along with a Hog 2 and this whole row of synths as well. So, you know, I'm pretty good with the synths, but I would love to get you that, get you guys that review. So a lot of you guys have literally been on my page asking for. So, but the ToneX One also has modulations, delays, and reverbs. They are very limited, and also has a compressor and noise gate, and all of that and EQ as well. All of that is, the EQ is great. You know, very extensive. You know, the modulation, delays, and reverbs are very limited, you know, compared to something like a Zoom B6, but that's only $179, right? Now, we also discussed that pre-1073 is also on the MS-60B Plus, and it does sound good on there. It does not sound as big or as wide or as close as this one does. This one definitely has a better sound quality to it. But if you want just that similar type of sound, you can definitely get that on the MS-60B Plus for about $120. Next step up would be the ToneX One, you know, and then that's $179. And then next thing, you know, in terms of multi-effects units that I have something like that, is the Zoom B6. That's at $500. And then you got your analog version. I will recommend getting you a color box at some point, no matter if you get the ToneX One or the Zoom B6 or not, because that way you can run this color box with anything: keys, bass, guitar, literally any instrument it can sweeten the sound, and it's gonna give it a better overall sound on your finished track. You know what I'm saying? So it's the subtle things that help. And this is a very subtle pedal and can seem like, oh, it's that I don't even really hear what you have to hear it in person. And when you hear it in person and you see what it's doing in person, you'll see how that translates, or you'll be able to understand how it translates a little better on the track. I've been trying to get that to translate, but you know. It just adds a little bit of firmness to it. That's what I really like about it. That's why I like it in conjunction with other pedals. And, you know, one thing I do love about the ToneX is you could just carry all that stuff with you. You know, even when I want like a color box running into a B15. You can run that into a SVT on the SGT. does a great job of modeling the overdrive of it. If I push it, so even if I want to get it really clean, I can dial like I just did there, dial that gain back some. Perfectly clean. Bring the gain up. Just models a lot of the gets the full gain. It gets a good range of the gain stage of the amp as well. So that I love that about the ToneX. You could really go have an amp that goes from clean to overdriven like that, and it be the same tone model because they did a great job of modeling the range of the gain stage, and just they did a great job with that pedal. So I definitely recommend that. And when you get your money up, get you a color box, and when you really get your money up, get you a real Neve 1073 preamp. If you can afford it, I would definitely recommend those as well. Great sounding preamps, as well as this thing here you can take anywhere. The traditional Neve 1073 preamps you can't take everywhere. They're usually rack modules or something like that, or Series 500 things, whatever. So each one of these units have their upside to it. The color box, yes, it's pricey, but you're going to get that premium sound with it. Like, it does sound the best out of all the units because it is it's itself. It's not a Neve 1073, but it is a color box V2, and it does sound really good and really close to a good Neve 1073 preamp. But the Zoom B6 one definitely is optimized for bass. Definitely gives you a great amount of bass, and I would say you can get more bass out of the one on the Zoom B6 than you can out of the color box. And I think that's just one of the reasons why the color box is so versatile. It doesn't accentuate things as much as they have put it in here. They had them on the Zoom B6, but you can still get some really great sounds out of that one as well. And if you want to grab my preset pack off of Patreon, I'm going to put out a new one as well. So if you want to wait, you can do that as well. And the next week, I'm going to be releasing the combination pack with the color box and other preamps. And then I'm going to be releasing a brand new color box pack as well. It's going to include the old ones and the new ones. So, because they released the new well, you might not know, they released a new update to the ToneX pedals and software. So now there's 3 different softwares. There's the modeler, there's the editor for the pedal, and then there's the actual ToneX software, which is mainly used to build your presets and things like that, but it's also used stuff. So ToneX 1, you know, is ToneX 1. So, all right, guys. I'm glad you guys hung out with me for a bit, and you know, I'm glad. And let me know if this well, if the anagram is working for you, that's great. Yeah, I don't have no presets for that because I'm not even fooling with that anagram thing. Um, it costs too much for what it is, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, and from what I've heard. So, you know, but I do have preset packs for, in case you were wondering, over on the Patreon for 11 different preamp packs. 11 different preamp packs available for the ToneX 1. Synth preset packs for the Future Impact V4, the Enzo X, and the C4 synth. And I also have preset packs for the Zoom B6, the Zoom MS-60B Plus, and the Zoom MS-70 CDR Plus. So check all those out on the Patreon, as well as if you want to support the channel for $1 or $5 a month, you can do that over there. If you would like to leave something in the Cash App, Super Chat, I greatly appreciate it all. I definitely hit that like button and make sure y'all subscribe and keep up with me. Hit that bell. You know, I'm going to try to do this once or twice a day. I'm really about to lean hard into doing this more content like this. So if this is what you like, make sure you stay up to date, subscribe, sign up for the Patreon. As you can sign up as a free member as well on the Patreon. You don't have to sign up for $1, $5 if you just want to keep up with everything, because I will be coming out with an improvisation course and bass technique course and music theory course. So I'm going to be here to help you guys get through not just the effects, but the actual lessons and stuff. So, and I'm going to be offering a limited amount of one-on-one lessons per month. So those of you that want to do video lessons with me, you'll have an opportunity to do that as well. And that can include anything from bass technique, music theory, improv theory, to helping you set up your effects rig and all that good stuff, you know. So we'll make sure you find something to follow me on. Follow me on social media at the Bass Negus, Negus. Again, that's at the Bass Negus, Negus. I greatly appreciate that. And you can find all my music at allbasscreations.bandcamp, where, you know, I did an album with just my bass and effects, no MIDI at all. So check out all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, you know, get whatever works for you, you know. I would say, you know, always check out things, you know, thorough research, you know, if you got it, if you every I'll just say, you know, if you're happy with it, I'm happy for you. And you know, hopefully I'll have a chance at some point maybe to touch it. You know, you seem like you got some money over there. You got Noble, you got an anagram. You just grabbing big money items, huh? You just skipped all the normal price stuff, huh? Big money over there. But I'm glad it's all working out for you, man. If you got it set up and it working for you and it sounds great for you, I'm happy for you. So, you know, that's the main thing. But, you know, I'm about to get out of here. This has been another episode of All Bass Creations, effects, tutorials, demos, and review. I mean, if you want me to, I mean, if you wanna, let's see what we got here. Yes, this is a bedroom converted into a studio. Absolutely. Oh, okay. See, you earned it. You earned it then, you know. That's what I'm talking about. Raising them kids, boy. This a mug, ain't it? And matter of fact, if you find me on social media, hit me up or something, and you want me to do a pack for that anagram, and you send it to me, I'll make a pack and do some videos, couple videos with it, and send it right back to you. I can do that. I definitely can do that, and and of course, I'll give you the pack for free. But see, that's what I'm talking about. Working as a community. One of my other subscribers, a few of you guys actually paid for the Future Impact V4, but one of the main subscribers, Neo Lover 23, helped me get my hands on the Future Impact to do all those videos and preset packs for you guys. So make sure you follow me on all the social media stuff and all that good stuff, and I will catch you guys next time. This has been another episode of All Bass Creations, Effects, Tutorials, Demos, and Reviews. I am the Bass Negus, Negus.